Welcome back. In this session, I'm going to show you something new to do in the assembly mode, and that's editing features in assembly mode. So editing features is a very nice feature to use, especially if you want to make something go, for example, an extrude cut that's going to go through a whole multiple parts without having to open up each part on its own. For example, if I give you this handle right here, well, say I want to place a through hole right here that's going to go through this plastic, this bracket, and then come out of that hole right here. Well, one way to do so, if you all remember, is just to come over here and click on each part, open it up, sketch the circle, do an extrude cut, and then go back over here and it will update your assembly. Now, that's one way to do this, but say you have multiple brackets, for example, 50 brackets over here, okay? And you don't want to, and they're all different sizes. They're not actually all the same brackets as we do have over here, but they're all different sizes, different shapes. Well, how can you do that without having to do this for every single bracket? Well, one way to do this is editing this in assembly mode, and let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about it. So let's go ahead and click on the features tab over here, assembly features, and let's go ahead and just create a simple hole. Now I'm going to select this surface right here to create the hole in it. And Solidworks will create a hole, so it's 100 thou, as you can see over here, in diameter. And it doesn't go through everything. As you can see, it stops right about here. Now you can use only blind and through all in here. So if you do a blind, you can also come over here and select this surface, this face, to get it to go through. But it won't go through over here because blind only going to see that you're onto this surface, so it thinks that there's only this left. So the best way to do this is to actually delete this and then come over here and select through all. So through all, make sure that it goes through every single thing in this entire assembly. Okay, so that's one. It's very nice to use it through all. So it goes through everything. Now it expands a lot is because your bracket over here expands a lot more as well. So now that you have this as through all, click on OK. And you're going to notice that it creates a hole. Now, if you actually zoom in and turn it to the side, you're going to notice that it creates a hole in the first side of the bracket, in both brackets on the middle, in the inside, and goes through the other side of the plastic handle. So you're going to see that it created that hole. Now, remember, whenever you do anything like this in the assembly, that does not mean it's changed in the part. For example, I'm going to open up my part, click on the part, click on open part. You're going to notice that there's no hole over here. There's no hole that is done over here. It's just the part here that's created. Same thing over here for the bracket. If I open up the bracket, you're going to notice that there's no hole over here created on the bracket. That means you've only created this in the assembly. So that's another feature where it's really nice to use if you do want to edit features or create features that are only there in the assembly. Maybe you just want to see how it looks like if you do something like that. That's where it comes in handy. So this is how you edit features in the assembly mode. And remember, they are different in parts. If you do them in parts, they will stay there. If you do them in the assembly mode, they will only stay in the assembly mode. Okay? And that's how you use the editing feature in the assembly mode.